This conference will now be recorded.
I'm going to call to order the Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 meeting of the Tilton Planning Board. And tonight we have we have 2 pages. I don't think I remember seeing 2 pages in a long time. And the first we have is CK Realty from Tilton. It's better known as Sear Lumber. And at 542 West Main Street, it's Planning Board Case 2404, map R26, lots 10A, 12, and 13 in a general commercial. And they have a site plan to review with us to construct a 100-foot by 92.5-foot lumber stage building. And I believe we have, do you have the application?
Yep.
See, that's one I don't have. You have the application in front of you? I'll make a motion to bring the application to the board for review. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We'll be with you. We'll be with you in a moment. We need to look at this first.
Here's the plan.
Did everybody get their packets in the mail?
Yes.
Yes.
I did not get mine. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm
Oh,
bugging Eric to share.
It's all good.
Thank you.
I thought these were all parking spaces when I first saw it.
I think.
That doesn't look like it, is it? Is there copies of that? I don't have that page.
Oh, she gave it to me.
What's that?
That would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
thank you. Well, we're supposed to be looking at the application, right?
I put them out there.
Eric, do you want to pass that one down?
I have one.
Oh,
Thank you.
You need one?
No, I've got one. I was just waiting for us to approve the application.
We didn't do that, did we?
No,
Oh, let's go through that list.
I think it's substantially complete.
Would you like to make a motion, Kevin?
Make a motion to accept the application for, what's the title of it?
CK Realty.
CK Realty Tilton LLC Sierra Lumber is substantially complete.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, welcome.
All right, well, thanks for having us tonight. My name is Jacques Belanger. I'm the surveyor that prepared the application for CK Realty. What they'd like to do is put up a lumber storage building behind their existing facility off of Main Street. And basically, it's just to store materials that currently are just stacked on the pavement outside. As you can see in the plan, there's an existing building and an existing warehouse What we're looking to do is put that directly behind it. It's pretty much out of sight, I think from the road, actually. I do have an aerial view of it. I think it's probably packaged with reduced dimension. I can move that around. Sure. But you can see it right behind the building, and that's where the proposed location would be, and that's the truck traffic actually circulating around behind it. But right now, they have a lot of materials that are just stacked out back, and this is something that's accessed with forklifts and basically open on the backside and the street side, just so they can get the stack of lumber and keep it under cover. It's not an enclosed buildings, not an enclosed building with exterior walls, just both gable ends will be sided, but that's it. I do have,
Are you just storing them on the ground now?
currently they're just stored on the ground. Right. It's just lifts of lumber, pretty much stacked everywhere.
What is the height of the new building? Will it be taller than the existing warehouses on the site?
I don't believe so in the package. There should be an 11 by 17 set of building plans in there, and that should have the elevation of the building. I wouldn't think it'd be any higher. The building is out there is pretty tall, but some they can reach with just a yard forklift that they typically have on site.
Okay.
You have the one building that's fairly high anyway, and I don't think it's gonna be that high.
No, I wouldn't. I doubt you're going to be able to see it from the road, actually. They're already occupying quite a bit with this building, this second building, and also this
Yeah.
long building was also, that's actually enclosed, but building supply storage.
Hey, are there any more questions from the planning board? I just have one question. Are you going to use the current snow storage space that you're using now?
Yeah, what they do is they pretty much push it. There's two gates. I think you can see on the site plan on the back of the parking lot. And pretty much it opens up the fence, and they push the snow right beyond the fence back into the open land out back.
Do you know how far from the brook that is?
I do not, no. Probably good. The gates are right over here, beyond the, I guess southeast corner, there's an opening, and this is one place we push the snow into, and the other one was over here in the big flat plateau on the other side. The scale is 1 inches 40, so it looks like it's probably 120 feet or so from that point. And this one here, probably a little over, maybe 100 feet from the bluff to the brook.
That looks like quite a steep slope down to the brook, though.
Oh, it is. Yep.
It is.
Kind of shorten that distance.
This isn't going to impact the current snow storage locations, though, correct?
No,
Okay.
we're just exchanging basically one hard surface for another hard surface. It's already pretty much paved from side to side inside the fence line. And they're cutting the pavement, building the building, and
This is general commercial.
Is there any other questions from the planning board?
Are you gonna have any lights on this building?
let me look at the detail. The owner sent these over to me. It's just like a facade of the gable end of the building. Looks like there's just gonna be downlights at the corners.
And you're aware in our ordinance, there's a height limitation?
Catherine, it's not as tall as the other buildings.
The height of the lights
Oh, the lights, okay.
on the
Oh, oh.
building. There's a height limitation in our
Okay.
ordinance for lighting.
Okay,
It's very specific about it being downcast and shielded, blah, blah, blah.
okay.
But I didn't see a height in the diagram. Maybe I missed it.
Oh,
But there's also a limitation. It's what, 30, 40 feet, I think?
Of the structure height.
So basically, you're just covering something that already exists on the ground. No
Basically.
space or anything else.
Correct,
It's
correct.
to protect it from the weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then actually store it more manageable.
Is that building on, is it asphalt or is it gravel
It's asphalt,
all around it?
yes.
So what will you do with the runoff from the roof?
Just like it runs right now.
Just let her fall?
It's a paved hard surface as it is. Yeah, just sheet drains across the lot.
And where does it, is it pitched to drain it to a certain area?
It drains it to the whole thing, the whole yard, both sides. uh, to the southwest. They both sheet drain right across this way from the front. There's very little drainage on site. It's like a site that's just kind of been added to and not really planned for.
There's a catch basin back here.
I think there's a catch basin out front.
Yep, there's one out to the left.
Oh, and I'm sorry, yeah,
I see it is-
exactly.
No
To the
one knows where
backside,
the
yeah.
outlet to
It,
that is.
we couldn't get to it. It dumps over the bank.
But does it?
Yeah.
Down into the brook?
Right south, probably. I guess. It's down slope, yeah.
You don't have, there's no real parking back there, is there? It's drive-through?
Correct.
You're gonna drive around, get your stuff, unload it, get out?
I don't even know if it's so much for client or patrons to go get their supplies. I think this building here kind of accommodates that. I think this is more the storage for the commercial
Storage?
stuff. Yeah.
The corner of it's less than 30 feet from that brook edge.
It's 30 feet from the fence, 26.6.
I mean, the drop off, the steep slope.
Okay, yeah.
So essentially all that water is going down to the brook.
It does sheet across there, yeah. It's wooded, natural, but it's what happens.
And I guess it's gonna be all right there.
I don't think it's going to affect the water
I
runoff
don't
because
think
it's
it will
already,
either.
I mean,
We're exchanging one hard surface for another.
I was
yeah,
just gonna say that.
the pitch might deflect
you're
it a
not
little bit.
changing
but-
the lot at all. You're just putting a cover over wood.
Basically, yeah.
Any other questions from the planning board?
No,
Any questions from the public?
pretty cut and dry.
I'll come back to planning board. You wanna put on anything? Catherine, any conditions you can think of? Eric?
No, I was worried about the drainage, but it's pretty wooded back there and
Yeah, and it's such a drop off.
I was originally concerned about lot coverage, but I didn't realize their lot was so big. So
yeah, it goes right to the river.
Okay,
I'm good.
Christine, any issues? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept it.
I'll make a motion to approve planning board case 24-04, CK Realty LLC.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for hearing us.
I'm gonna fold this back
Do
up.
you want your maps back? Thank you.
Good fire starters.
Janice, I have yours. All right, our next case is Farmland Real Estate LLC. This is a site plan review of our concerns and is continued from 2/13/24 meeting at 549 West Main Street.
Yeah,
Talk into the microphone.
I've done this one
Into the
before. Yeah.
microphone.
You like to talk to us about what has happened since we last visited?
Sure. So my name is Stephanie Winter. So the last time I believe we visited, you guys wanted me to kind of come up with, I think there were provisions for the parking, and then there were some wetland conversations that we were having. So a wetland scientist down at the state was contacted. Have not heard anything back from them. But the site plan, do you guys have it in front of you?
I don't.
Okay.
Janice, we don't have a site plan?
It's only a weak site plan. I mean, one like this.
There. This one,
Thank
I
you.
think it was
Thank
here,
you.
we were talking about and adding in the berm.
Is that what you just gave them?
Can, Christine, you want to say?
There you go. And then some of the other concerns you guys had were that originally we had whited out some of the things on the old site plan, so you told me to keep those and then just write the little note saying that we are not going to propose those things. So the biggest thing is just we're adding the parking.
No, we're not doing it. Anything going to be done about the signage?
So I did talk to the tenants yesterday. So the signage on there, I don't know if they ever got approved to put the signage up there.
They were not.
Right. So I think Mad Motors did get a permit for their side, but Rentitech did not. So they were told yesterday. They were also cited yesterday for the trash and everything that was around for the second time. I gave them 1 week to kind of clean it up as of last week. So it should have been cleaned up. Tomorrow is their deadline, essentially. They did have a trailer there yesterday and a dumpster being ordered, or not a dumpster. They had a trailer there yesterday, and the junk metal guy came yesterday to clean up some of the stuff. So I guess it just got behind them, is what they told me. But we did cite them. I do have their, notices of that, and the third notice is eviction.
They don't have a permit to sell cars?
Nope,
There was a car for sale there yesterday.
there was. Yep. So that was cited too.
Okay.
Just, yep. Yeah, I'll get you guys the copies. Is that car gone? I didn't drive by there today.
I
but
didn't go by
Okay.
today. I saw it yesterday.
I did tell them that needed to leave.
And they cannot sell cars out of that,
At all, yeah.
okay?
Yep.
Does the owner plan to do anything alongside the bank by Route 3 where those trucks are parked and where the trash was? Just as far as like,
The berm you're talking
Yeah,
about? Yeah,
like-
so it's in there. We proposed a berm.
Putting the berm in there.
Yep,
Okay.
there'll be a berm in there. The parking, is moved. They're gonna get a dumpster if approved with the site plan that'll be put behind the building. So that way they can actually have trash removal. Right now, they don't have a dumpster. Yeah.
I'm no expert on cars, but I know junk cars when I see them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of junk cars still on there. And I don't know who they belong to. I know we've been told that cars were there because people were having work done on them.
Correct.
There are cars there, and I only know this. There's one with a license plate that says Thelma.
Mm-hmm.
That's been in the same spot for a long time.
There are 2 cars there that are the owners that are there that need to be removed. He was trying to get them fixed, and then I guess the parts aren't coming, something like that. So I think he's just going to end up junking those. The other cars, Chad and Eric did let me know that some of those cars are there as a parts car. Those parts are good for the other cars, but they need to be removed too. So we had the conversation yesterday about all of these things that need to be done.
Yeah,
But
'cause we were told that if they needed parts, they were brought in.
correct.
And
So what I've been noticing is probably not that. I was told that originally too, but like I said, the third notice is eviction, and that's where we're at.
But for us, we have a lot that's completely in non-compliance.
Non-compliance towards what?
with our zoning,
Our
with
zoning
our
ordinances.
ordinances.
Saying, what's the specifics, I guess, so I can make sure that I
Any
then rely that.
signs, trash all around. I've been told, I don't know how true this is,
Mhm,
but I've heard that not all of the businesses that are there
mhm.
have certificates of occupancy. Is that true, Janet? They can't be in there if they don't have a certificate of occupancy. I think for the most part, Eric is the only one who
Okay.
has come in here and done the paperwork necessary to have a certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
They have to get that.
Okay. So I will make, so with, yeah.
And
So-
we still don't really know how many businesses are in there now or are going to be in there. We need to know that.
There's two.
Only two.
There's only two. There's
And
two
that's all
businesses.
there will ever be.
That's all that there will ever be. Yeah. According to their
Previously,
leases and
there
everything
were-
right now.
Previously, there were 3 businesses, correct?
Originally, I think there were 5.
Originally, I think everything was separate, and that was prior. I don't know if that was prior to us, or I'm not sure. I took this on in September when you guys all met me, so I don't know.
Okay, the rest of the planning board have comments or concerns? I have a lot of concerns, but
I definitely have concerns too, and the owner does too. So, I mean, I'm out there probably every day now just citing them at this point. But again, they're grown men, and I can only babysit so much when it comes down to it. So it'll end up being eviction.
My only large concern is with the parking spaces on the west side where the gravel is,
Mhm.
because the paved area behind the building seems to be more of a fire lane than anything else, and there seem to be a lot of vehicles behind the building, which is contributing to the
Correct.
large number of vehicles over the limit they're supposed to have. And if there was a fence or Jersey barriers or trees or something that might prevent parking in that area, but I don't think we should add spaces there. I'm comfortable adding the stuff on the front side, but I think having all of the broken down vehicles behind the building contributes to the trash and stuff like
Correct.
that.
So I think the issue is I wouldn't say we have to, but one business runs out of the back half of the shop where there are the 3 bays, and then the other business runs out of the front half of the shop. So to be able to run 2 businesses essentially out of one, you have to have the parking for it. So that's why one has the parking in the back and one has the parking essentially in the front.
I mean, there's several dozen parking spots, along in this front section and
Correct.
on the side section where the employee parking is being added. I don't see why customers for either business could not park in those spaces, and then the tech could, bring the car around. They could, walk around. I totally get, using it as a standing zone when they go in to, drop the car off. But
I know that we have said over and over again that the cars need to be on the pavement. And I feel like they really push that. I went by the other day and I was driving along Route 3 and it looked like the cars were going to hit me. they were gonna come out and hit me. That's how close they were
Mhm.
to the road.
So I think the issue is we don't have a site plan, right? So these tenants don't know essentially where they're supposed to be parking. They were told 39 parking spaces. You all said both gravel and asphalt multiple times. So with that being said, 39 parking spaces for them. They are definitely not over 39. I'll tell them that, originally. So I think that's their biggest concern, is that's what they kept hearing is 39, 39, 39. So they kind of just parked wherever 39 spaces would fit them at that point. And the owner has proposed that he will go out and he'll line the parking lot if we need to line the parking lot, kind of a thing. But I think we just need to figure out where can they park? What are we going to be able to approve so that we don't have a junkyard?
So on the current plan, I see 40 parking spots excluding the gravel area behind the building.
Correct.
So if there are two businesses there, 20 parking spots apiece seems reasonable, given they can only work on so many cars at one period of time.
There's 6 bays, so I mean, you're given, give or take. I mean, they're not necessarily taking in cars from the other places or wherever they were getting towed in. But I think their biggest concern is parking. I mean, 39 is hard for them to keep right now. I only gave 5 employee parking, and there's probably 12 employees that work there. So if each come with their own car, you're at 12 spots then.
What are they, mechanics?
Yeah.
I guess, what are the other several dozen vehicles that are just sitting there for then?
Some are waiting for parts. Some do come in and out. I know Eric gets a ton of walk-ins per day, so those are kind of parked up in front. And then some, I mean, you're looking at if cars need motors, they take, 3 to 6 months to get a motor right now.
Then I mean, why is the cars, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not sure if it's normal for them to have a car sitting at their lot for 6 months versus that being, at the customer's property or something.
No, it's normal. I mean, any shop that you go to does have some cars. I know my car, like if I have insurance, right? So they're going to give me a rental car for X amount of days. And so I've had my transmission blew and it sat there for a year and they fixed it once the car came in. So I think that's where they're at, is that they have right now, I know when I went yesterday, they have about, I think it was 7 cars that are waiting on parts, that have been waiting on parts. And so it's just a parts shortage, I guess. I think most places, if you're at Irwin's or something like that, they can hide it in the back versus this is very apparent right on the front main street.
Eric?
Sorry, I was loud. I was one of the, I glad you removed those spaces in the front on the side of the building, so thank you for that. I guess a couple of questions after hours. If Jane's car breaks down, she has it towed in. I don't want my car to break down, so I'm going to use her car.
Fair enough.
If her car breaks down and she has it towed in, are you going to have designated parking spaces for tow drops?
So originally, I think they did. They didn't specifically tell me where they wanted it, like on this plan. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know where they should go or whatnot, but I can definitely put like these are for specific, drop spots.
It's not. I mean,
They would know.
Well, it's just you got to leave some. I've worked.
Yeah.
I worked at a dealership, and you got to have some spaces because you
Right.
won't get cars overnight. They use the drop box for the keys, and
Right.
then you have to figure out in the morning what the heck they need done.
I know Chad in the back kind of left. I think there were 2 or 3 spaces. I know Eric tries to keep his front pretty clean, like the middle part. So I would say it would probably be pretty, apparent where they get them dropped off.
And then my last one is I'm going to take away a couple parking spaces from you. Not really take away, but
Yeah.
Because you have over 25 but under 50, you need to have 2 designated ADA wheelchair accessible, and then one of those needs to be van accessible, I believe. So you're actually going to lose 3 spaces for that because that van space has to be 8 feet wide.
Okay.
So just so if you go to ADA,
Yep.
it's on that. my wife has the placard now, so I really pay attention
Yeah,
to that.
no,
So
hey, I'm all for it.
I'm her
But I
chauffeur.
would definitely say then those ADA ones would be that, the middle, that nice little
Well,
12 that are in the
it
middle.
doesn't matter where you put them.
Just they have to have something.
They
Yep.
have to
They
have something. They have to be designated.
Signed. They have to be
And
signed.
sign. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can do that.
I don't believe there should be any parking at an auto repair garage that is not on asphalt. Should not be on gravel, especially the history of the property. If
They
we
have
went-
the pig mats
If we
too.
went there right now, there are cars that have been sitting there for months.
Yeah.
Fluids, whatnot. I mean, broken cars often leak fluid.
And there's pig mats and those things, that they have to be able to
And
catch that.
hopefully they would use them, but that
Yeah.
can't, if somebody drives in and it's spewing forth, they're gonna run out and put a mat under it?
Most of the time, yeah, they do.
No, they don't. If we went there right now, we'd find those cars sitting there with no mats under them. I know, I've been there.
I was there yesterday. There were a few that had mats, just in
So
case.
again, these, parking here at any auto garage should be on asphalt.
So I think it changes every single meeting. So you guys said it was gravel, and then we went to asphalt, and then now, so I don't know what you want from me, I guess, is now my question.
I'd like to have a property that's in compliance, to be frank with you.
I would too, for sure.
It's not. It's horribly not.
It really isn't rocket science. It's stuff that has come up since way, 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 way back when we were meeting in another location.
Mm-hmm.
And if they just look at the property around them and see how their grounds are maintained, they don't look like junkyards.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at other places that do mechanics, they don't look like junkyards. And there are enough of those in town. And that's the impression I get when I drive by. And I drive by at least once every day, and sometimes 5 times in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it sticks out like a sore thumb. I do not understand why they have to have the number of signs they have.
I'm not sure about that.
I mean, they have signs on all around the building.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have a big sign in the middle that was there from I don't think they sell tires. Do they sell tires?
The Cooper tire thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, things like that. It looks, there's nothing there. I'd be concerned about taking my car there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know people who've taken their car there and they've had very good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't want to take mine there if Eric's gonna hit me and have me break
Yeah.
down the middle. Because of the way it looks. And I know that's a horrible thing to say, but
No, I understand.
it's because of how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
When it was a garage before, I took my car there all the time. It looked like a garage.
Right.
It definitely is in a lot better condition than it originally was. I mean, at one point, the snow storage area was full
of cars and
vehicles,
stuff, yeah.
equipment, what have you. You know, it's gotten a lot better. You know, I think a big issue was, you know, the communication or lack of communication between the multiple businesses.
Correct.
As to, you know, who was entitled to, you know,
To what,
space. But, you know, it's still consistently over the number of vehicles that we allow. There's consistently a lot of things that are back there that don't seem to really be related to automotive repairs. And, you know, just the cleanup needs to continue.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it seems, you say we keep changing what we want, but we're not seeing that much, we're still not seeing a lot of progress. Or I'm not seeing a lot of progress. We've mentioned signs before, that hasn't changed.
This is the first time I heard
We've
signs.
mentioned trash before, that hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that has to be done, Eric is the only person in there who has a certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
The other person needs to come and see Janice and fill out the forms
Mm-hmm.
and get a certificate of occupancy,
Okay.
okay? We told them they couldn't sell cars, and, I drive by and I see a for sale car there.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of thing. I feel like, sometimes I feel like they're testing us, and I know that they don't mean to, but that's the way sometimes it appears.
No, I understand. I feel the same way. I go there and you say one thing and then the next day they do the same thing. So
Christine, you want to add anything?
I'm going to agree with Catherine on the parking. If you want to park in that area where there's gravel, look to pave it. Everything seeps in. I don't. Oh, sorry. I was just saying that I agree with the parking not on the gravel. If you want parking in that area, then look into getting it paved. Then it won't be seeping into the ground, whether they put a pig mat under or not.
And I agree that may be the solution for the owner, is to pave the whole lot.
If the owner is looking into having the lot repainted, given the current condition of the asphalt, it may need to be replaced or repaired regardless. So
Eric, you have anything?
Not at the present time.
Catherine? Anything else?
I think we should pull the occupancy permit until it comes into compliance. Close it down.
I'm not sure that will necessarily result in the vehicles and other issues being resolved quicker.
Well, I think we have a problem with the fact that there are two owners, and I don't, I know that one owner does have a certificate of occupancy. I know that, I think the last time we checked with the code enforcement officer, he had everything the way he was supposed to have it. So I think it would be difficult to say who, we could shut down the person who doesn't have a certificate of occupancy.
Shut the site down. Pull the site plan on the site.
How does everybody else feel about that?
I disagree.
I disagree also, but I want to see.
And this has been, what, a year?
I think
we've seen progress, Catherine, in that year.
can you do a conditional for X amount of days and then do a compliance check?
We could give them, till the end of next month to have the code inspection and the CO, and that's enough time to get it done, enough time to, make changes to the site that are, may be necessary.
They have had a lot of time.
Oh, 100%. I'm not arguing with that.
Christine, do you have anything to add to that?
I'm not in agreement with the conditional approval. I just either give them time to get it done or, it's just too many times we've given them chances. So I'm not going to agree to a conditional.
Well, I guess we can, if someone wants to make a motion, we can vote on it. Catherine, you're the one who wants to do it. Would you like to make the motion?
I was listening to Nathan's idea.
Hmm?
You want to give them 30 days? Is that what I heard?
Mm-hmm.
I
30
mean,
days?
because when is, sorry, what is the next date of our meeting?
Second
Usually.
Tuesday.
I mean,
Do
I
you
would,
think 30 days would, I'd say as much time as we've given them, 30 days is a good amount of time.
especially considering that there's now only 2 businesses in there.
Mhm.
There's only one individual.
Who's not
Who-
in compliance that we
yeah.
know, we think. We don't know that for sure. But
I
we
have a
think that.
question. Can we, if you do that provisional stuff, can you like specifically write down like Rent-A-Tech needs to take down whatever signs and because if I go to them, right, and I say one thing, then they'll just be like, oh, well, I did it, So I don't know if there's specifics that I can have down because.
We have zoning ordinances.
Perfect.
Those zoning ordinances are pretty specific in terms of the size of the signs, the number of the signs, where they can be located. Like you can't cover all your windows with signs.
And that'll get sent to us?
Well, I think we need
Like
to
in the
spell it
little-
out in the.
Yeah, spell it all out.
Conditions
in
of
the
approval.
conditions.
I mean, I think we need to spell it out.
Yeah, we need,
Okay.
anything we have a problem with, we need to specifically
you know,
list it.
we're saying,
We need a certificate of occupancy
yeah,
for both. We have one, but we need it for both.
for both.
Businesses.
And that's news to me. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Just so.
We need signs to be in compliance with the town's sign ordinance.
So that may require signs, getting permits. They may need to be resized. Certain locations may not be
Sounds good to me.
utilized.
A-N-C-E, sorry, just don't read that. Don't spell check.
We need all cars for repair parked on asphalt. Is that, everybody agreeable with that?
Yes.
All vehicles
Motor vehicles.
of
on
any
asphalt.
kind.
Okay, on asphalt.
Yeah. Customers, employees, doesn't matter.
You need the ADA designated parking.
Motor vehicles.
All motor
Well,
vehicles
yeah,
on asphalt.
it must be parked on,
There shouldn't be any parked cars and there shouldn't be any unregistered motor vehicles on that property.
Well, what is it
ADA
one
parking.
unregistered vehicle or
well, I have a question
2
about that.
unregistered vehicles?
I have a question about that, unregistered. I'm gonna use a car dealership, because as soon as if I trade my car in, right? If I trade my car in and I take the plates off, that is no longer a registered vehicle.
Correct.
But this property,
I'm just saying, so so they do something with those cars, they mark them for sale, but there is a period of time where they have unregistered vehicles on their property. And if it's a large dealership and they sell 5 or 6 cars in a day, they're going to have 5 or 6 unregistered vehicles.
Or if a motor's being replaced, it may be beyond, waiting for the motor
Well,
parts.
that happens too. I mean,
Yeah,
This
it's maybe
property-
over.
is not supposed to be buying and selling cars.
no, but
No,
but okay.
So cars that go in there to be repaired should be registered because they belong to people who bring them there.
Right, but if
Let me use me as an example.
I'm going to use you as an
My
example.
birthday is in February. If I buy a car, if my old car, I want to have 2 cars, and my old car needs a new transmission. It was registered when I brought it there. It takes him 6 months to get the parts and do the work because it's not a quick fix. That car will be unregistered. And I don't think that it's fair to tell him he has to get in touch with the customer and say, go register your car because of this rule.
Well, how's the car going to leave the property unless it's towed or trailered if it's not registered?
I can get the registration when the car is ready.
Well, that makes it kind of redundant.
They also get cars towed in from dealerships that when they buy cars, so if a dealership buys your car and it needs to be fixed, those cars are then coming to them to get fixed and then they get towed out. So those are unregistered.
I'm assuming car dealerships, you know, as a use for, are exempt. I do know that individuals and other commercial businesses, there is a limit, to the number of unregistered vehicles that you can have on your property, with
but not with a garage.
exceptions for.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable saying they
Stuff.
can't have any unregistered cars on that lot. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't know how other people feel, but
Well,
I don't think you're gonna find it in the RSA. It's
Well,
No,
there
I'm just
definitely shouldn't be
looking
any
at
parts cars.
shouldn't be what?
Parts
Parts
cars.
cars. Cars using their parts.
Yeah, because those aren't getting fixed.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there. Yeah. No parts.
I agree
cars.
with that. And
Yeah.
I thought we were told that he didn't have parts cars there.
There are parts cars
As a
there.
matter of fact, I know he said that they bought parts and had them delivered. And I've seen delivery cars, trucks there, not trucks, but little cars that's
Mhm.
the auto parts
If
people
you go there
bring.
now, you'll find a parts car.
I won't deny that. I went there yesterday.
So no parts cars
Yep.
there.
Rick, you're writing these all down, right?
Yeah, but I haven't.
Yeah,
I
Eric's
don't know what the
right.
final decision was on registered cars and unregistered cars. I didn't write that
Well, I
down.
guess we're gonna have to vote on that.
I mean, sorry, Jane. You didn't like the bill. You didn't like what has to be done to your car. You said screw it, and now you go there and you take the plate off because you're not going to have the car repaired. Now it's an unregistered vehicle. How long does it take to get rid of it? I don't know. Or do you have to? You're going to go tow it somewhere because
I'm gonna call you because you're my good neighbor.
you're gonna call it. What do they do? Push, pull, or tow
Yeah.
your car in, and you're gonna push, pull, or tow it from wherever
Well,
the address is.
that becomes
Well, I'm
the
just
garage owner's responsibility to get that car off the lot.
right, but it's
Actually,
not going to happen instantaneous.
No.
I believe it's the owner of the car that has to move it, and the people can
Yeah.
charge rent if you keep
Yeah, they
leaving
can
it there.
charge a
Yeah,
storage fee,
which can get health.
Yeah.
like $75 a day or something. I think. I don't know.
So how should we word that in terms of not having cars sit there for 2 years?
Well, the parts car will eliminate some
That'll
of that.
eliminate a lot of
Yeah.
them.
So this is our definition. This is what it says in our zoning. Junkyard means any business in any place of storage or deposit, whether in connection with another business or not, which is stored or deposited 2 or more unregistered motor vehicles, which are no longer intended or in condition for legal use on the public highways, or use parts of motor vehicles. You don't need to hear about the metal, glass, and blah, blah, blah. Or intended to be a part of any motor vehicle, some of which part, blah, 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 blah. And then junkyard or automotive recycling yard means an establishment or place of business which is maintained, operated. That doesn't pertain.
Does it say anything but garages?
State of New Hampshire motor vehicle dealers, but they're not a motor vehicle dealer. They're not in the business of buying and selling cars, at least they're
They're
not
a
supposed to
repair
be.
facility. Must have something on repair facilities.
No.
Well, it
We
said,
don't, I know we don't limit any other garages to how many cars they can have in for repair. That's, I'm hesitant to say how many they can have there for repairs.
Well, we did that with
Yeah.
another place.
How can we handle this unregistered?
I think the no parts cars will more or less cover that, and if they need to utilize the number of spaces they have, they will, get rid of unregistered cars that are not customer cars. Because
Are you comfortable with that?
well, when she read that, what caught me was if they're waiting for a part and there is intent that it's gonna be back on the road. But if the person, like you said, say, I can't afford that, then it's got to go.
Yeah.
if there's intent, which was mentioned in that verbiage several times. But 2 years, I know you can get parts a lot less than 2 years, so.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, even a year.
I think it's reasonable to say no car can be there longer than a year.
6 months, maybe.
I mean,
It is a big job. I mean, even when they get the part to put an engine in or a transmission is, depending on the
Well,
type of
especially when
vehicle,
they've
it's a
got
big job.
16 mechanics and 6 bays.
12 employees, yeah, so they should be able to.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
that was a
wouldn't even
rough
go a
estimate.
year.
That was a rough estimate of 12. I just,
Yeah.
give or take. I
Well,
know
it's
they,
more than
I know
two.
they, I know they have at least 8 kind of within,
How
you
do
know,
people
but
feel about no longer than a year? No unregistered vehicle there longer than a year?
Even that's too, I
Sounds
think
Oh,
that's
well,
long.
you're confusing it now. You're saying unregistered vehicle.
Well, that's
versus-
because Catherine didn't want any unregistered vehicles on there. I'm trying to compromise by saying it's hard to pinpoint that.
I think the word intent needs to be in there. If you're gonna have an unregistered vehicle there for 6 months, there has to be some intent that it's gonna be back on the road and roadworthy.
Well, the
maybe
I
ordinance
agree with that.
requires it to be.
Yeah,
Implies mind reading.
What
But-
page is it?
I don't think it takes a
What
year.
page was that on the-
Oh,
I mean-
I didn't copy the page.
If we give too much after all that's happened, they're gonna use that.
That's right. I'm just scrolling.
So,
I look in definitions.
I did.
Are you looking for definition?
No, it's just no. I'm good.
I've got the junkyard definition.
It's not a junkyard though. I don't want, I hate to bring that in because then
it's auto repair.
people have said it's a junkyard and it's not.
Well,
That's what we worked very hard to say, we don't want junk there.
Right, but
if you
we-
have parts cars there,
That's
it's a
junk.
junkyard.
Yeah.
But we're not having parts car there anymore.
So,
We ruled that out. No more parts cars.
period.
I mean, we could say, property owner, ensures that
No,
it doesn't fall under the definition of junkyard in the zoning regulations.
any unregistered car
I like what
can
Nathan
remain
said.
there only with the intent of eventual repair.
Well, I mean, we could just reference, that it does not meet the definition of junkyard, because that says no, purchasing of vehicles to dismantle for parts, no storage of vehicles.
We
Yeah.
already said that though by saying no parts cars. Right?
So maybe we just reference the junkyard definition itself, because that's no parts cars, no, I mean, given that they are not a junkyard, they should have to be in compliance with the junkyard zoning regulation by not being a junkyard.
So we're giving them a list of conditions,
Yeah, that's, we can't say that.
and it should say.
No unregistered vehicles, no stored unregistered vehicles unless repair is imminent. How's that?
Are we saying a time frame or?
How about no storage of unregistered
Vehicles,
vehicles?
unless the intention
So
is to repair them within 6 months.
why don't you just say no storage of unregistered vehicles over 6 months or 180 days?
That's good.
Yep.
Kind of does it.
Yep. Is that, you happy with that, Kevin? I am too. Are you
Yep.
both
Yeah.
happy?
No,
All right, you
no
happy?
storage
But
of
still keep the no
unregistered
parts.
vehicles over 180 days.
sounds
I
good.
want to know, I'm just,
I'll give you the envelope.
I know
But we're
after
still
if you
gonna
want.
keep the no parts car on there, right?
Yes.
yeah, we have that, I think.
I mean, some of, as Jane pointed out earlier, most of the stuff is in the ordinances. We're just trying to make it clear to them.
Yeah. What else would they not be clear about?
The signage.
We said
Is
we
that in
said
there?
signs to be in
Okay.
compliance with town sign ordinance.
Okay.
Sign.
I will.
And the sign, and they need to come into the land use office
Mhm.
to fill out forms for signage. And they will get the regulations then. You might want to put in parentheses, C, land use office, under
Right.
signage.
Okay.
The other issue is I haven't noticed lately because it's light a lot longer, but their lighting used to come right out into the road. It was not downcast lighting, and I know we mentioned that. All lighting must be downcast.
And shielded. That's in our ordinances as
Yes.
well.
All of the regulations and ordinances are available on the tiltonnewhampshire.org website. So you can reference them. The business owners themselves can reference them as far as the specifics for signage and what have you.
All lighting must be downcast and
And
shielded.
I don't think they can continue to play what we didn't understand.
Oh, 100%. I'm not saying
they're
that,
adult
yeah.
business owners, and they do understand that they're running a business and that there are rules and regulations that a business has to abide by.
Correct. Because they're not complying, I can't get a site plan.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand.
And I think that's the feeling of most of the board. Am I incorrect in saying that?
If they have a question or confusion or any misunderstanding, they can just pick up the phone. She'll answer every question, and Pat will.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new land use coordinator
Correct.
sitting over there. She will answer any questions in plain English. And, I think that's what we've talked to them in, but apparently there's a problem in understanding that.
I'll just start going every day if I
Okay.
need to. You know what I mean?
Well, you tell them it's either
this
that
point.
or they're going to be closed down.
Correct. And
Because I think we all, at this point in time, am I all right again in saying that?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
Anything else anybody has to say?
So basically get into compliance first and then come back with a new site plan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody in the audience who has anything to say?
No one in the audience.
Yes. She asked for conditions,
So should we make that
It
in
will
the
be.
form
but
of
we
motion?
can make it into a motion.
It should be.
So we will need to pass a motion to give them
Okay.
the 30 days to
Mhm.
get the COO.
Is
and
it
come
30
into
days or
compliance.
is
That's what we
yeah.
said, 30 days.
And then reappear before us
Yeah.
on May 28th, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Catherine, would you like to make that motion?
Jane?
Do we have May 14th?
That's
Jane?
the second Tuesday.
I
That
want to make
might
sure
be
we
too
also
soon.
have all the stuff that we had from the last time that is not done, like finish the trash,
We have no trash.
It's all been picked up? Okay.
Well, they got a dumpster yesterday and she was out there supervising it, so.
I don't know what happened
I don't
today,
want-
but
I don't want it to come back next meeting saying, well, we didn't say trash or berm or this for this.
oh, you said
meeting.
that was told 15 meetings ago.
That's
So
why I
yeah,
said they're adult
It still
men
applies.
running a business.
Yeah.
If
May
they're
28th?
adult enough to own and run their own business, they're adult enough to
Do we have May 14th as a
run
meeting
a
or no?
business.
Oh, that's too
I'm
soon.
happy, and I think everybody on
Okay.
board.
I don't know if it's too soon.
We
Wait.
should put on here. and
What's
all
wrong
other
with the
applicable
28th?
zoning
Yes.
ordinances.
Yeah, she's,
Next eligible meeting in 30 days would be May 28th.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
You wanna make the motion?
And obviously we'll get a
Yeah, I
copy
gotta
of
read
that
it.
letter.
All right.
after it's
All right,
typed
we're
up.
ready to make the motion.
Make a motion that we give conditional, is it conditional approval? Conditions, huh?
We're not giving them.
We're not
Okay.
giving her any
We're
approval.
giving
All
them,
right.
We're giving them
We're giving them 30, should we start over? I'll make a motion that we give them 30 days and reappear before this board on May 28th, 2024 with the following conditions. Signs to be in compliance with the town sign ordinance. Certificate of occupancy for both businesses. Currently, there's only one. Motor vehicles all must be parked on asphalt. No parts cars. No storage of unregistered vehicles over 180 days. All lighting must be downcast and shielded as per town ordinance. And all applicable
Zoning and
zoning regulations.
Did you say no parked cars?
No parts.
Oh, parts cars,
No
okay.
parts cars. No, all the cars must be continuously
Yeah, okay.
moving. Any questions, they should come in and see the land use office.
And the ADA parking, right?
Oh yeah, ADA parking.
Sorry.
Oh, you're,
I told them.
geez, that was mine and I didn't write it down.
If they don't, they're gonna be shut down.
If
Failure to meet these,
failure to meet these conditions will result in closure or shutdown of the business.
and that means both occupants. And I don't want one occupant saying, well, I did my part. It's not gonna be that way anymore.
Correct.
Everybody who's operating a business in that location needs to adhere to those conditions.
Yeah.
That was a
100%.
motion, I'll second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right. Thank you.
You want my envelope, Pat? You want my envelope or did you get it? Well, I can take out the contents.
Yes, that one's yours, I believe.
We're sorry.
Sorry for my chicken scratch.
I know. Well, we can shut them down. I hate doing that, but if we have to, we will.
Right, instead of every day.
Come
Yeah.
on, drink Dunkin' Donuts. I have to keep my eye on
I know you were there.
it. You knew it, didn't you? All right.
All right, now I lost all my notes.
Is there a different
No, I
agenda?
just lost some. I don't know what I did with them.
Yeah, 2 pages worth.
Oh, my God.
2 pages. You should have them both.
No, because
I only have
we were sent.
This.
Oh yeah, that's the second page.
Oh, okay, let's see. So we did.
All right.
Did we do farmland? Oh, 549. Okay, Haven Grove was on this one. Thank you.
All right.
very
The
much.
next that we have is a conceptual consultation. Haven Grove LLC, 232 and 246 Laconia Road, map R20, lots 23 and 24, to construct 60 storage units.
Thank you.
Looks like a big swimming pool.
Okay, there's the road. All right.
So where is this? Over by
It's where he wanted to put the overlay.
the American Eagle landscape, that's over there.
It's going towards the U-Haul.
Oh, okay.
It's where he wanted to put the,
That's fine.
he wanted
Apartments?
the apartments, yeah,
Oh.
same place.
Bring it up closer to them if you want to.
Less taxes for town, same place.
From where VIP.
I got you.
Yes.
Of course,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I
it's
can
right
see.
by like Rap City,
look at
that area.
Oh, okay, yes, okay.
Love it.
On the same
It
side or
says
other
that,
side?
it used to be TLC landscaping, I think.
Yeah, then it went to American,
Yeah,
There's that shed that someone tries to rent out for like bike week and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
those materials bins.
okay,
That's
now
the
I.
property next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
the Realty Trust right here.
Tony,
Wow, it's alive.
What's on this Realty Trust side? Anything
I
or
think
just
that's the
go?
vet. I think that's the vet.
Yeah,
What is it?
The
the
vet.
vet.
No, the Realty,
No, that's the landscaping
yeah,
Oh, the
business.
American Eagle.
Then the
Oh,
vet is
or
the
whatever.
next one over.
Oh, okay.
This,
It's
this
got that, like,
property
blue
was a
shed.
private residence.
It's like right on the corner
McDonald's?
as like you're going around the bend.
He was an
Okay.
interesting fellow.
I think
Yeah, this is interesting
I
to
think
see
Did
this
you ever
map.
park RVs there? Wasn't this gonna be RV? Yeah, that's right.
So by the time
Okay.
I got it ready last year, with all the rain, we had 16
Oh my
days,
God,
weekends
yeah.
of rain, so I never really got that established, but it is
Okay.
approved, so we're still gonna use that in conjunction.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? I did.
Yes.
Okay. For the record, my name is John Bernard, and I am proposing to put a self-storage facility in 246 Laconia Road. It also will be using 232 as an exit. As you can notice, and one of the first things I'd like to point out is this road is coming in and has an exit over here on 232. That's the number, 232. And the reason why we're bringing the exit in over that way is because even though we have 418 feet that was surveyed and approved by DOT, when you come out and you go left, you're going up a hill, and it's not a comfortable exit. So by exit, you can do it, and I've done it for the last few years, and Jack, who lived here, did it for the last 50 years. But allowing us to have an exit over here alleviates that problem. And they both have been approved by DOT. So we're all set there. Again, this is 2 buildings comprised of 60 units. I have a detention pond drawn on here, and this is the remaining of the boat storage and RV that we're approved for. We have the remaining of that. And again, I bring this in front of you for any questions that you may have, because it is in the process of being engineered, and I hope to be in front of you within several weeks. So this way I can get any questions that you may have or concerns. Or one of the ones, if I was on the board and I'll play devil advocate, and if I was sitting in your seat, I'd have the concerns. Well, right across here, there's a little bit of wetlands that was there. There is a culvert in there, and it has been there forever, and it's grandfathered. And it is you can see it on here, and I'm going to point it out to everybody. So
I see it right here, all right.
That
Now
looks-
we see
Right,
it.
everybody sees
Yeah,
it. Catherine, you got what I'm talking about over here?
Oh, I'm up there.
Over here. So see where we're crossing here? This road already exists here with a culvert that's already in there.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, I
going to
see
be
it.
widening that a little bit. So we've already applied to the
Oh,
state. Go ahead.
there's already like a bridge.
Already existing culvert
Okay,
in
I
there.
thought there was like an actual river going through
No,
that property,
no.
and
It's just wetlands.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a little bit of wetlands that we'll be doing, but it's very minor. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, I don't want to guess because I don't want to be held to it, but it's probably 200 square feet that we have to fill in. The other part of this plan is I'm still trying to maintain this large section up here that I'm hoping something can be done with housing at some point in the future. I haven't given up completely on doing some housing. I have given up on doing the plan that obviously didn't pass 153 to 122, but that's okay. I'm still going to move forward. Go right ahead.
Is it still gonna exit on this one? Because there's a down arrow, so
Right,
they
so
can
you-
exit either one.
I will probably eliminate that, but that was from the original one. It's
Okay.
still on there.
Is this house getting removed?
It is.
Okay.
This garage and this out will be getting removed, and this will be slid over. I'm going to keep the house because it's so expensive right now to rebuild it. So I'm going to keep it and put a foundation on and move the house over.
not a bad idea.
Right.
No.
The other thing I'll point out to you too is if you notice, and I'll start over here with Catherine, I'll work my way over. If you notice, we have a garage up here for a service utility, and that's too close to that boundary line. So we're going to come in and do a boundary line adjustments. It fits in there, except for that boundary has to be adjusted. So the surveyors are doing that too, but it's more of a housekeeping thing because we have to move that boundary over. And I'll show what I was talking about. This
Mhm.
boundary right here.
Yeah.
Is too close, so it needs to be slid over so we can put that building in there.
Are you going to be doing a lot merger?
No, I
Because
won't. I'll
you're-
keep them separate
Okay.
and just give an easement over it.
And then, given that it's a state road, the driveway as well as the parking, all of that's getting reviewed and approved by the state as far as DOT and DES and the wetland and
Absolutely.
scientists and all that jazz, given the scale of the project?
Correct. And we're
Okay.
pretty far down the road that what you're talking about. It does have to get submitted for DES because we are going to have a little widening
Yep.
here. But everything else we've already done. We've done the DOT. We have the driveway permits that. We have done the soil scientists have gone out there and have delineated the wetlands. That's been done and that's surveyed. But we still some work to do. Just to work.
So
Go
the
ahead.
stormwater pond, is that just for the trailers, the
So
RVs, or will this be sloping that way too?
this is going to be drainage, and you see we have the
Oh, okay.
manholes in there now.
Okay.
When I bring these into you, this is my interpretation of what's going to happen. It's now in front of an engineer. When it come back, it may be a little bit different.
Okay.
So again, I'm trying to get the concept open and trying to get any problems that you may have about the plan. So when I show up the next time, I have already fixed them. I haven't had to go back to the engineer. I can try to do it in one less meeting.
What type of storage? Is it gonna be any
It's
like?
going to be your typical household mini storage.
Okay, that fills up so fast.
It's
You
hard,
have
it's
no
hard
idea.
to, and when I
That's
drive by
gonna
there.
not even be enough.
I know. This is our first stage of this,
Yeah.
and then we'll bring in another stage. But again, we need to stay, or I need to stay under 100,000 square feet of being disturbed soil, because then after that it kicks in alteration of a terrain permit.
Yep.
And we're working on that, but that's about 6 months to a year out to getting that approved. So this will be my first phase, and
Okay.
we'll come back.
It's hard to envision anything there now because every time I drive by, that's what the picture in my mind is, that
Yep,
the way it looks now.
I understand.
Well, it's
Okay.
nice that we're not going to see a large traffic increase
Right.
as, comparable to like a, strip mall or gas station or something, given the curve.
And I'm glad to see that you're exiting onto 132.
Yeah.
You had talked about that earlier. I'm
Right.
glad to see
Yeah.
you went
One-
forward with that.
Thank you.
132.
Or two, I mean, she's second exit is what I've heard she meant. Not
Oh.
all.
Yeah, not
That's what he told
132.
Oh, you just said 132. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think
132
she meant
isn't even
exit
close.
this too.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you.
Yes.
So this is a self-storage facility proposal,
Right,
and this is in resort commercial,
it is.
so it requires a special exception.
It does.
I'm surprised.
Does it?
I think
Yeah.
so. I
Well,
think so.
it's a-
Everything-
it's
It
a
says it right there. She
commercial-
just looked it
Yes,
up.
I just looked it
Yeah.
up.
You just looked it up.
I was just surprised when I saw it,
Yeah,
right there.
right.
What?
No, I think I knew that.
Yeah,
So that's ZBA, right?
better than NP.
Yeah. Right.
I like it.
Thanks. Again, this is just a preliminary discussion, so at least you've seen it, we've talked about it. And I don't really have much more. You've used up enough of your time figuring that last one out.
This right here is just grass all the way, or just here?
That will be
What's
all the
this
way.
here?
Grass too.
Yeah.
It's just sloping. That just
Because of
shows the
these
slope.
guys.
It has to be. There'll be more details to follow. This is, again,
Is your ingress and egress with New Hampshire DOT?
for self-storage for up to 600 units.
Okay, so it does depend on trips.
It's for storage. And I actually had this whole hillside filled with storage when we submitted it to them, and they gave that to me. But right now, I'm still hoping we're going to do something up here with housing. We got a lot.
Have you considered, because your property in the back abuts the Nickerson property, does
Yeah.
it not?
It does.
And Business Park Drive is a town road.
It is?
Business Park Drive is a town road.
You ain't, really? Good information. I'll
Well,
have to
do
look
you
at that.
So my question is if you considered looking for an easement to ingress and egress that way.
I haven't even considered, I thought they
Especially,
owned that.
again, I'm just thinking of housing.
Yeah,
That's a lot of trips.
Well,
interesting. I never
isn't
thought
there
of it.
the state easement right there?
There's a.
Utility easement?
There's a utility easement in the back, in the very back.
Okay, all right.
Or what is it, Eversource now?
Eversource.
Yeah, Eversource.
Yeah, there's an easement out there, but I believe there's quite a bit of,
Business Park Drive. I had no idea that that was a town road.
Oh, yeah,
I
because
figured
that
he
does
was
go
maintaining
around
that.
both sides of the building.
Yeah.
Okay, all
that
right.
is a town road.
Yeah, but I don't know where
And I
you
think
come
you're
out.
gonna see that.
2000,
Started there.
I think I have frontage on that road.
one,
That's
two,
right, that's the rule.
no, I think Nickerson is in between you.
Oh,
You have to buy a piece of land for
Just
them.
planting a seed.
no, I appreciate that.
Thank
Interesting.
you, John.
Thank
Well,
you.
it's
Thank you.
You guys can keep those.
Such a, that corner is,
So
ew.
I got rear-ended on that corner.
Yeah, there's been a lot of accidents.
Well,
on
that-
the
Now I was
Anvil
trying to go
Road.
straight and I got rear-ended, so.
They have.
I don't even like to go on that road at night, it's terrible.
I'll tell you, talk about, that's one area you pay attention. People coming in and out of Manville Road and coming around that corner.
Very scary. And there's a lot of accidents on that road.
Yes, because it's,
And there are a lot of,
You have the poor
there's several
visibility.
fatalities on that road.
yeah.
I was in one there May 2nd, 2003.
I went to Burlington today, went to Vermont, it's all about self-storage buildings, and they have the lights every 40 feet, downcast lighting at the share. They had it right on that street. And then they started talking about backup. You know, so they do the backup areas,
Yeah.
where you have all lights off, right?
I think our,
Oh,
is
it's
our
I
height
think it's a light
14 or
pollution
15
thing.
feet? Our height restriction for lights, is it 14 or 15 feet? Yeah, it's not really very high.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I get it back.
Excuse me
All
for
right.
just a moment.
Anybody else want to get rid of this?
You can take this if you
Are
want.
they flammable or is it like?
Huh?
Is the paper?
Flammable?
Well, some of the paper these days it doesn't burn. They do something to
You're
it and
not
it
trying
doesn't
hard enough.
burn.
Really?
All right,
Yeah,
smell
trying
it.
hard
Like I get like packing like brown packing paper in boxes and stuff, and it won't. You try to light it and it just goes out. It's like that the cigarette stuff that goes out on its own, like
Weird.
the filters, so you don't burn
Huh.
your bed.
Good night again. Thank you for
Good
your
night.
time.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right. Does anybody need to stretch or anything? Stretch.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm having trouble with my legs, so I'm just gonna stand up for a minute or
I
two.
could use a minute.
Take a recess?
There's no one said you can't run the meeting standing up, Jane. That's fine.
My leg hurts.
You have sciatica?
No, I have that bad leg with the bad circulation.
Oh.
Remember that big hole I have in that leg? I've been having trouble with it.
Take,
I'm
my
gonna go
dad calls
upstairs
it
and
pee
use the.
pills to keep the, no.
I refuse.
Yeah, it's,
I'm 80 years old. I don't need more.
and if you, yeah,
I
if
forgot
you
my list
do,
of attorneys.
he drinks coffee and he can't go anywhere till it runs out. It's
I know,
horrible.
no,
But he has that and it stretched so far where it ripped the skin and.
no, mine's not that bad. I take,
Okay.
mine's bad because of the accident. Because they took all my lymph
Oh,
nodes
shoot.
out. We're broadcasting that to the.
I know.
I'm
We're
surprised
still
we haven't had
recording.
anybody from the town on tonight.
There was someone earlier, like at the very, very, very beginning. Kevin Hutchinson or something.
Oh, you know who that is?
No.
That's coming up now. Coming up now. It's 11 Maple Court. He was online earlier. Hutchinson.
That's,
Hmm?
that's Stephanie's, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you're right. It is.
Yeah.
What's McMahon?
Vince or Ed.
I don't have.
We have issues that we need to talk about.
Well, I don't have it.
We're going to do that under, what you're referencing?
No, we have other things other than that, like a cease and desist that nothing was ever done about, and I have issues. Unfinished business. Or it is unfinished business.
Yes, never good.
Next on our agenda is 11 Maple Court, and the question was just asked if we were gonna hold that till we talk about the attorney, but I think there's some other things that need to be discussed before we even get into to an attorney. Um, we had a cease and desist. It was ignored.
Do you know the date of that, Jane?
Yeah, they are.
Because that was Leanne, right?
19th, maybe 11th.
Yeah, you can get the date. I don't, not sure we need that right now, though.
Was it sent by
It's
like
a-
certified mail?
It was sent appropriately delivered.
Do we have a
Well, they're getting
receipt
all
of
that
delivery?
information now.
Right, and then
Is my
is
my
a
only
cease and
question.
desist temporary or is it permanent till something's done?
Well, a cease and desist
Means stop, yes.
means
but-
stop. There's a real nice little section in here on cease and desist if you want to
Okay.
read it.
Because was it issued prior to the property being sold?
Mhm.
Okay, because that's
That's why we need to discuss it.
because I
Well,
wasn't
wait a minute,
sure
what, yeah, because what day was the
if
property
the new
sold?
property
'Cause-
owners had recourse against the seller. Because like, do you have to disclose that you have?
Yeah,
To a certain degree, it's like you have to do your due diligence.
I think he's still involved in the situation, the prior.
Is he
owner.
involved at all?
The prior owner.
The,
He
the
was at our
original
last
property
meeting.
owner?
He was on the email, I thought.
He was at our last meeting, was he not?
Yeah. so
He was
he's still-
online during our
online.
He
last
don't
meeting.
want the current owners to do anything.
I think he was trying to
Yeah.
take responsibility,
Yeah.
and if there was a fix proposed.
I think what the planning board has to decide is where do you want to go with this?
Yeah.
You know, how do we make this right, so to speak? You have a driveway application that came in for repave that wasn't. It was a reconstruction. I was here at that meeting when he stood there and said it was a reconstruction. You have the cease and desist. What were they to cease and desist?
All activity.
Oh,
Now, have a copy of it here. All right, this was issued February 22nd, 2024.
I think it was sold after.
Was this sent certified?
Yeah, she's got the green card. That's definitely certified.
Who has, oh, okay. I didn't see that one. Let me read this, okay?
Okay.
And Catherine, that's what you're doing is gonna come up in this cease and desist. That's why I was waiting on that,
what I'm doing?
about the occupancy,
Oh,
okay?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
And then the house was sold at 327. So this was given before he sold it.
it was sold when?
Well, that's correct.
32724. Yeah.
Let me read what this says, okay, just so we're all on the same page. The Tilton Planning Board, at a meeting on February 21st, 2024, reviewed the driveway permit for 11 Maple Court and determined that it failed to meet the requirements established by the planning board. Got that?
Mm-hmm.
As a result, you must submit a new driveway permit to the planning board for approval and review. This permit shall include a detailed drawing and specification for construction. See attached driveway permit application and conditions for reconstruction. He did that,
Okay.
but he did the same thing he did on the original. Didn't change it at all. Exactly the same permit. Until the planning board has approved the permit, no certificate of occupancy will be issued for this property. Might I add that no certificate of occupancy was issued.
Mm-hmm.
You are hereby ordered to immediately cease and desist from the operation at 11 Maple Court and be in full compliance with the town's zoning ordinance and/or site plan regulations. Okay? None of that was done.
Interesting that it mentions site plan because it's
Mhm.
a residential dwelling unit, not a commercial property.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, it says the town's ordinance and/or site plan, depending on which was,
Still doesn't seem.
I know, but
So
So the CO is enforceable. I read that email.
yeah.
And there's people living there that bought it.
Mhm.
the innocent
And that's
victims.
unfortunate because they're
Innocent.
caught.
The
Yeah.
innocent victims. So I guess what is the positive outcome that we're looking for?
But the issue that caused us to initiate the cease and desist to be resolved,
The driveway.
the driveway.
And they submitted a new permit, but we've never approved that. So where's
Well, it's the
this?
same permit he submitted the first time. It didn't change.
Did he come in after completing the second permit?
No.
So that's not approved.
Hmm? No, he did another form,
Another permit.
another driveway permit that was identical to the initial one. No change at all,
When it was really a reconstruction.
which was repaved. I think the issue at this point is that there are people living there. How can we resolve this issue? I believe he told you he was willing to do whatever.
Well, he was very cooperative, when he was talking to me, he wanted to do the right thing. He didn't want to, my impression was he didn't want something he feels responsible for onto his personal house.
Now you want to sold it, but my opinion.
He went on and on and on. I mean, he had a sale, he had a buyer, and he wanted to sell. Yeah, he did not need a certificate of occupancy. He only needed
On email.
an email.
Yeah.
And that flows according to the general guidelines. That being said,
Did he get a certificate of inspection?
he did get it.
I believe at the last meeting, the abutter indicated that there was still one problem area, and the owner was online, and I thought because of what he had said to you, Janice.
Which is nothing to do with the board.
Right.
But in defense of that, I heard on the video that issue was that what was being.
Can we get her on microphone? Just
Oh, thank you.
here, you just want
There
to.
isn't one over. Oh,
She usually has it in her hand.
What he said was that that he would
make things right. And to that point, he did put in a lot of work, and I think that was properly recognized. He did the gravel on the sides, and he did a few other things. The item that was pointed out at the meeting that he said, no, that has nothing to do with how that water is flowing. So that, no, I'm not going to address that. That was, I think that's what I heard. And I mean, you can go back and listen to the video on that part, but I remember hearing that like, oh, I don't know the lay of the land. I remember hearing that though.
Well,
Which issue?
the interesting thing is that his request for a driveway permit was for one driveway. There were two there. And in fact, there are still two there, and I'm saying there are two there because I learned something today that I didn't know before. Ledge pack is an impervious surface. That's being used now for a driveway.
But he only has one driveway cut to the town road.
Mm-hmm.
So
A private residence, you could asphalt every bit of green grass you
all
have.
around your house and everything.
Yeah, you could park wherever you want. But what we, the town monitors, is how that property ingresses and egresses to the town road. So there's one driveway cut. Whatever he does beyond that, they could park 50 cars up there if they wanted to, if they fit.
So, I mean, initially the driveway was kind of somewhat of a Y, where there was the straight portion and then there was that maybe more of a T, that little parking pad.
Yeah.
And so they did they replace that little parking pad with an impervious? Okay.
But
But they
that
didn't
isn't in
page
our
it.
purview
Doesn't it?
to govern, to rule over. They can do whatever they want there.
Yeah. Can we do anything with a cease and desist? Do we want to do anything with the cease and desist?
Well, that's it. To what gain?
I mean, it seems like if that ledge pack section had been repaved as it was originally was with the same slope, there would not be a water problem for the abutter. I'm just not sure if we can require them to make any changes at this
Well,
point.
as Catherine points out, that's all on his property, and
It's a residential property. It's not a commercial property. So we, under the driveway application, all we're doing, again, is looking at how that property ingresses and egresses onto the town road. Whatever other parking places he makes up there is his purview or their purview. I mean, even, so my property, I'm right on Route 3. If I wanted to make a parking lot on my front lawn, I can. I don't have to come here, and I don't have to go to the state. I could dig up that whole lawn and turn it into a parking lot.
So it's only that.
Apron.
So once you initially have a driveway, you can expand it as much as you want until it hits a road.
the town road again.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would have
Only
assumed
because
modifications
so we
would
don't
require.
site plan residential properties.
Right, correct.
So there's no,
All we do is look at the driveway,
the driveway cut
the cut,
to
that's
the
all.
town road. And in there you'll see, somewhere I've got it copied down, sorry, that there are requirements. One of the things you have to remember is that with our ordinances, when you're site planning, your subdivision regulations also come into play in your site plan, as well as your zoning ordinances. And if you look in your subdivision regulations, you'll see that there are requirements for driveway cuts. that you have to be careful of again is that you're not, in
It's a
these
subdivision,
instances,
it's
we're
not a
not dealing with
subdivision.
a commercial property, you're dealing with a residential, so it is the driveway access to the town road. And boy, I did lose that.
But this isn't a subdivision, correct? Because it's a single residential, single family property?
Right, but you're dealing with a driveway.
Okay, okay, that just.
So those regulations. No, I'm looking for my note, but thank you. That was very thoughtful. Um, I had it upside down.
You
I'm
find it?
sorry. Yeah, conditions for driveway construction. Non-compliance with any of the following conditions shall result in rejection of the application. Waiver of any of the conditions can be made by the planning board, and there's a whole list of them.
Is there anything there that applies to this?
Well, it talks about wetlands permit,
There's no wetlands, so.
intersecting roads, setback, abutting property, corner lot, blah, blah, blah. The driveway shall have a minimum finished width of 16 feet.
Driveway?
Driveway culverts, if it has to be installed. I found this interesting. So if they have to install a driveway culvert, it's theirs to maintain and replace. It doesn't belong to the town.
Is a culvert required in that location?
Probably not. I don't know. Driveways shall be constructed to anticipate and address any and all storm water or drainage flow along the road without directing the flow on into or onto the travel way. No storm or site drainage shall be directed into or onto the road surface. Driveways shall not interrupt the natural flow of stormwater or drainage. That's probably the one that has the most impact. Anyway,
In our town, Public Works Director said that it was constructed properly.
when so Selectman Jessamine and I went over and spoke with the Public Works Director and the foreman about that. They had not gone over there on a rainy day to look at it to see, if the water flow had been altered or, if it was impacting the abutter or the town road. They had not been there before the driveway was constructed. So unfortunately, they were called too late.
Planning board have anything, other things to say about it before I open it up to public discussion?
I guess unrelated to the driveway permit itself, is there anything that prevents a property owner from directing water runoff onto another neighbor's property? Like, is there anything to stop someone from, putting in a French drain that pours directly onto, their neighbor's house down the hill below them?
I shake my head yes, but I believe there is. And I don't remember where it is. It's been a while since I've addressed it, but being on the planning board in years past, that was an issue several places. Clark Road is one that immediately comes to mind.
So I feel like
And it may be,
someone could do it maliciously, like
Well,
a
this-
spite fence or something,
But we've had it brought up for an area out in Lockmere when they were putting the nursery up. We've had several. It's come up for Lockmere. You weren't on the planning board at the time, Kathy.
oh,
but-
you're talking about the one below me?
Mhm.
That was a greenhouse?
Yeah.
Yes. I was called as health officer. They dumped a bunch of stuff very close to the brook,
Yeah,
which is kind of a different issue.
but up by where the landscape place is.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. What's the name of that?
landscape, etc.
No.
I just remember the fellow that owns it. He's a nice young fellow.
Josh's. What's their Total Grounds?
Oh yeah,
Ground.
total
Yeah,
grounds
remember when
landscaping.
they were
Yep.
building that, all of that, the guy came in because it was gonna put water on his property, and that's one we had recently. He didn't want that to happen.
I didn't live here then.
That was a few years, that was a few
That's
years ago.
commercial though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe it's
Well,
somewhere
that's
in
why they were here.
subdivision
Yeah.
about water not
He mentioned
infiltrating.
it.
I remember
He was in the
that.
butter who came
Yeah.
in as in the butter to complain, but you don't have that luxury when you're a resident. Okay, any other comments from the planning board?
Well, I think the question again is, where do we want to go from here?
Well,
They
I'm
have
gonna
a-
open it up to the public to see if there's any comments. Is there any comment from the public on this?
That's interesting.
What? I do know. I do know that the abutter still thinks that there's a problem. And I think that we're gonna talk later in the meeting about securing an attorney. And I think maybe it's something that we need to wait until we secure an attorney and discuss with that.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay? Is everybody agreeable to that?
Yes.
Okay? All right. Hmm? Okay. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from 4/9/2024. Everybody have a copy of them? Have an op-
I think I do.
We got it in email though,
We got an email, Catherine, here. You wanna look over them?
because I wasn't there.
Or send it,
Huh?
I'm sure they're
send
fine.
that down to Catherine.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you know, I think I did read these.
Hmm?
I think I did read these. I read a lot of minutes. Yes, I did read these.
Yeah, because
They were emailed to us, weren't they?
I don't believe I had any issues with them. Thank you, Jane. Oops, I'm sorry. There.
I hear.
Better enlarge that.
April 9th. Were these emailed to us?
Those were emailed to us.
yes.
I don't think I got them.
Came out April 15th.
Oh, never mind. I
Yeah, she
stand
sent them
corrected.
early.
I did, yeah. No, I was looking for land use and it came from,
What's this?
I did read them, so. I just,
You ready?
I read them a couple weeks ago, so. I think nothing stuck out at me.
All right, everybody read them?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of,
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of April 9th.
Second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Okay, moving right along. Other business, that's on the second sheet. Books.
Yay, they're quite light.
We haven't chosen a chair or vice
I
chair.
found, if you look at your agenda, you'll see when we are.
What?
Look at
It's
your
the last
agenda.
item.
last
I
The
guess.
item.
last item.
Oh, I lost that a long time ago.
Oh, it's here.
I know, I only have
I
the
just,
think I
you
second
just
stole
got
it.
it tonight.
Is that where it went?
Probably.
I just want, I hope everybody uses these books.
Should we recycle the old ones?
I didn't get the old one.
The old one?
I didn't. This is the first.
Oh,
one I
that's
have.
right. It was
I recycled
maroonish.
them for a long time, but then they just
I
accumulated
started-
like this, so.
Yeah, I put it in my recycling when we had the recycling, but
The only reason I
could drop
bring
it
it
off.
up, they cost $117 a piece, okay?
Yeah. yeah.
If you get one, please use it. If you're not gonna use it, please let Janice know so that we don't in the future order them again. The good thing about this is that it tells you right in the beginning of the book, and we could think about this if it gets too much of an expense, and it tells you what gets updated. Very little changes in this from year to year. And it tells you right in the beginning of the book what does get updated. So, if it gets too expensive, we could always have Janice just copy those pages. Those
Well, I was going to
libraries.
copy the whole book.
No, not copy the whole book. Oh, that's right, you can't. But you can tell.
Something came up you were looking
Okay,
for.
all right.
I usually tell people don't write in them. Don't write in them, so the next person that comes down can use it.
But they're, if you're not using them, use them. They're very, very useful.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than it is going online and looking things up. The index is pretty good and so on and so forth.
If we stop ordering for everyone because of the minimal updates, at least we need one for the land use office, a new one.
Yes.
Which they would get anyway, but
Okay.
I just want to make sure that people do understand that they're very costly and they have a lot of good information, and it really behoove everybody to get used to using them, I think. That's just my own personal opinion, but
Now, there was a training that we got an email on. I think, didn't they say they was giving you this, or it was some kind of book online?
but you have
So
to.
why can't we get this?
Because you have to pay, well, you can, but you have to pay to copy it. You can't just go on and,
Well,
you have to pay for the course.
Yeah, pay, because we got the email.
there's the handbook that's put out by,
Oh, yeah,
I
that
can never
one.
remember them,
That's the other one you have.
Business and Economic Affairs,
Yeah.
State of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's online, right?
That's online.
That's online. You can
Yeah.
copy that out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome.
It's got a lot of information about how planning boards run and what they
Yeah.
should do and what they can't do and what
Did
they can
anybody
do.
sign up for that training?
I can't because I have a conflict.
Oh, yeah, because you can do it Zoom or in person.
Yeah.
I've done it in person and online several times, so.
All right, next on the agenda, subdivision information. And we have finally maybe a new subdivision coming into town. Pat, would you like to talk about that at all?
We need a microphone.
This the one up off the pest house? I mean, range? He's just making 3 new lots.
Yeah, this is the one
Yeah,
that
but we
he
haven't
came,
had an occasion to use the subdivision booklet or anything for a long time, so that.
Oh, that's
there's
why it's exciting.
Some of these people may not have ever know we even have one, so.
So I just wanted you to be aware that I think
Microphone.
Turn our microphones off.
I talk so loud anyhow. It would behoove us to make sure that we have read the subdivision information, because there's a lot of pages, like 75 pages there of information, for when they are in front of the board, which is 514. 514? Yeah.
Okay,
That's my
so
birthday,
just,
Eve.
right, they're coming in to add 3 houses to the subdivision on Range Road, and they're coming, we have a letter that the selectmen are agreed to develop for no services, like we did on the other end of Pest House Road.
Actually, it's the other side of Range Road off School Street.
Right.
Was that a Jordan?
I think it was McQuinn or something like that. Yeah.
but I find that kind of exciting because it's like I said, we haven't had a chance, and I think there's a possibility that we may get others in town at some point in time. And I think that's exciting because we haven't had that for a long time.
That's going onto a state road, isn't it? Range Road?
Cale
Mhm,
Hill,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a state road then, right?
Yeah.
way up into Range Road. No, it won't touch Cale Hill.
So
Is
where's it
that
gonna
why
come
all
out?
those stakes are out there
Where's it gonna,
on Caleb Hill?
where's it coming out?
No, that's different,
Okay.
Christine.
They're coming out on School Street then?
It
No,
won't come out
No.
on, it will come out on Range Road.
Oh, I gotcha. Range Road and then Range Road.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Okay, for the next part of this, I want us to turn our microphones off and we're gonna discuss legal.
Do we have to,
I think we have to close the meeting and then
yeah, we have
open
to
it
go into
back up.
non-public,
Yeah,
right?
just-
not
No, we
pending
don't.
litigation, is it?
No.
Wow.
Well,
So,
it's not 91A, it's not a
no,
non-meeting.
but we should, I think we're talking about different firms and maybe we should turn, it was recommended that we turn our microphones off.
No,
I thought you did. No? Okay, then we don't
It's-
have to.
Yeah, it's not a,
All right.
We're talking about the different companies, and I don't know, Catherine, how does that work out? If we're talking about
well, we can discuss the legal proposals, you just can't say anything disparaging. I mean, you can just discuss them,
Okay.
but just
like,
don't,
oh my God, they're charging us
yeah.
No,
That
no,
guy's a
no.
jerk.
$5,000 an hour? I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't think so.
No. We're just talking about who we're gonna choose.
Did we decide that we actually want to go forward with an attorney?
I thought we had decided, we had a meeting and we decided that for future reference, we probably should have one on the side, just because we've used them in the past. And we do have some big things coming up, like,
Well, the selectmen have only given permission for us to use an attorney for this one occasion.
oh, really?
Yes, this one occasion.
That was,
And
that
they
was,
did not give a permission to hire a civil engineer. They want us to consult, if we choose to, with an attorney first on this one.
Oh, it was my understanding that we might need an attorney on other things, and it would be a good idea because we'd had one in the past.
Then we would have to ask the Board of
Okay.
Selectmen to spend those monies.
right.
That's why we're asking, just
All
because
right,
we're
do we
spending
need,
monies
I
out of
guess
the
we
budget.
go back to, do we need an attorney?
I think we just said before that we do need one because
Yeah.
we can't make a decision until,
Well, what is so my question is still the same, and trust me, I'm not for or against an attorney, is what is the outcome? What are we looking for here? They have our certificate of inspection to occupy the building, so that's all set. He did not honor the cease and desist. Are we looking to get remuneration for that? Or are we just going to go, well, okay, lesson well learned on our part?
Well,
We have an unhappy abutter.
Well, we also have, so not just in a butter, but my understanding is that water is shutting onto the town road pretty fiercely. So my question is, do we try to work with the property owner or the previous property owner to resolve that issue? Or do we get an attorney to do that for us? I guess it's a question.
So I guess what can the planning board make happen? I mean, if they've got, their inspections, and if we can't force them to change the driveway that, they put 2 permits in for, like, can the planning board actually do anything to resolve the situation? Or is this a civil matter? Is this an issue between, the, you know, seller and, the buyers of the property? I mean, if we are going to do anything, I would like a lawyer to make sure that we have the powers to do it.
That's a very good point.
But I'm not sure if, that's an open and shut question as to we do or do not have the ability to do anything. If it's a clear we can't do anything, then what do we need the lawyer for? But
Well, and I think you make a good point. What can we do? What is our relief, so to speak?
I mean, we have we have an obligation to the residents, and I guess now we have, potentially 2 impacted residents and a former resident involved. But I don't know, the situation has to be resolved. I'm not sure what we can do specifically,
Catherine?
given our
Well, I
ordinances
think
around
because the
driveways.
house has been sold, it puts us in a very uncomfortable position. And I don't think that the planning board has the ability to negotiate with the previous owner, the new owner who doesn't even know there's an issue,
Hmm.
but that person was going to be dragged into this if it goes any further. And I don't think we have the expertise to deal with that. And I think that's why we need an attorney to speak in our behalf and do what it's our obligation to do. And I don't really know what that is. And I don't think any of us do. That's
Yeah, because I mean, if we do nothing, the town could potentially be liable for not resolving the
resolving
runoff
it.
issue,
We could
or
be sued.
If I could. I think Nate, you touched on this, and that is the town even involved? Or is it just something between 2 neighbors that they cannot resolve? Is it a civil matter, in other words? And that's the word that you used. I mean, that's one thing that the attorney can guide us on.
Well, we definitely have the issue of the town road runoff. So that's not a civil matter.
Mm-hmm.
But in our process of, driveway application and whatnot, the driveway should not be flowing water onto the town road or the abutters. That's probably our responsibility for not overseeing it well. But yeah, these are all good points to consult with an attorney. At the chicken coop door, sorry.
yeah, I guess I'm also like, I understand. understand the intent, but aren't like there are just situations where like the water will run down a driveway into the road because you know that's the only way for the water to flow. I guess there should be shoulders and drainage and that along the roadway to prevent issues, but
And culverts and things like that.
the number of roads in town that are just flat and the driveways are more or less flat, and it's the water has to go somewhere. It's not just going to stay on an individual's property, but
But I guess if it had been overseen properly, this wouldn't have happened. And it wasn't not overseen properly out of lack of caring. It just, we didn't have the personnel to do it at the time. So I guess I still see we need an attorney to give us some direction.
Probably at least a consultation
Yeah.
to see, yeah.
The select board was presented with 1, 2, 3 possibilities. And then Catherine mentioned another one
Well, we've used them,
in the
we've,
past. And we've used, the planning board has used them in the past, Radigan.
yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Um,
Eric Mayer is
Several
also
times.
from that.
I think he's more.
Isn't that DTC?
Yeah, but isn't he more labor?
What?
Isn't he? Oh, okay. I know Radican we've used on this board.
well, we have 3 firms, and I believe, aren't these all municipal firms that deal with municipalities?
Yes. Well, they deal with a lot of other things. I think Mitchell Group actually specializes in municipal. I think that's all they handle, isn't it?
Yeah. Mitchell Municipal, they only handle municipalities, and the other 2, I believe, handle other issues as well. So I'm gonna pass these around if you could briefly take a look at them.
Has the select board dealt with any of these
Hmm?
attorneys?
I think we have Upton and Hatfield,
Who is it?
have we not, in DTC?
We
Okay.
have what?
DTC, Donahue, Tucker, that's where Radigan and Eric Mayer out of, we had them.
Have we dealt with
And
Upton and Hatfield?
Hatfield along.
That's what I thought.
See, the only one I've dealt with is on the planning board is Radigan.
Same, yeah.
Well, it wasn't been that long ago. It was from our friends that are coming back to see us. He's the one who handled that. You know the one I'm referring to, where Eric used to work. That was Radigan.
Or something else too. Well, I know we've used
Did the select board have any preference on any of these? No.
No.
I was impressed by the reference section of Upton and Hatfields. I know you mentioned that they were not the firm that specified purely in municipal, but they do have a long track record with a number of communities.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I feel like
Outside communities.
Antrim, Bedford, Boscawen, Canterbury.
That's good enough for me.
There was
Salem.
one that had Northfield. That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
that's, yep, Upton and Hatfield.
Oh.
Oh, yep, Northfield, 34 years.
Did you know anything about them? Upton and Hatfield?
We've used attorneys from them before.
And you were pleased with them?
Yeah, I don't either. We've only had a couple of attorneys in my history that was not been pleased with.
If you can't say a bad thing about them, they're a
But
good
they're
attorney.
not, they weren't from Upton and Hatfield.
Mitchell has Belmont and Guilford, Center Harbor, Laconia. Laconia is a city.
That looks like
Wolfboro. Just looking for the ones near us. That was Mitchell.
and they do municipalities only. I don't know whether that's good or bad.
I mean, I guess
Upton and Hatfield's a good firm. They're actually all good firms, but
Similar rates. I looked.
Upton and Hatfield, I like they threw in their paralegal rates.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like to see what?
I like that they threw in their paralegal rates.
That means I could use them too.
You're not paying an attorney to do research otherwise. I think that's what it's telling us. Anyway,
They must have used to represent City of Laconia because they had either that they represented Clearview. They resolved some damaged property. That's Upton.
Does anyone feel strongly about any one of them? I know
I'm
you.
torn between Upton and Mitchell. Is the only two.
does Mitchell only represent cities or municipalities,
Municipalities.
but as a defendant? Like, do they sue municipalities? Do they have that side of the table?
they must.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do both sides. Most law firms do.
That's a good point. Hands up.
What was that one, Mitchell Group?
So I would think
No,
Upton probably does too because it was Hannaford against Town of
I
Bedford.
think any law firm won't do either side.
Yeah, they've done it both sides too. Yeah. I'm okay with either one of those two.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
it just says here, MMG practices only municipal law and is therefore uniquely qualified to provide first-class legal representation to municipal.
Talk into the microphone,
You
please.
Mitchell MMG practices only municipal law and is therefore uniquely qualified to provide first-class legal representation to municipalities at a reasonable and competitive cost. Together, the attorneys at MMG have decades of experience in municipal law. Let us serve your municipality.
So it sounds like they're mostly defending municipalities.
I'm just scrolling through their website.
I'm not sure that that's necessarily good. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out.
All right.
Oh,
If they
here we go. This may answer your question. I'll just read the whole paragraph. We now represent more than 60 communities assisting with problems and issues that range from land use and employment advice to defending our clients in court against right to know claims, tax abatement appeals, and appeals from zoning and planning board decisions. Whatever the problem or issue, our goal is to meet your needs with prompt service and common sense based advice to provide you with guidance that is clear, understandable, and practical. And because we take no private clients, we can focus on the needs of towns and cities without distractions of writing wills, handling tort claims, or representing developers. In addition, our exclusive focus on municipal clients also means that we are far less likely to have a conflict preventing us from providing assistance. I would say it sounds like they only deal with municipalities.
How long have they been around?
Mitchell's been around for a long time.
Well, let's see.
Long time.
Decades.
Give me a second. Let's see if we can find it.
Yes.
1995. Mitchell was formed in 1995 by two attorneys with a desire to focus on representing the Hampshire municipalities, originally known as Mitchell and Bates. We have grown over the years and are now 4 attorneys, each of whom do nothing but represent towns, cities, and village districts. Find out more about our team here.
I thought they'd been in, oh, I
What?
guess much longer.
Well,
than
95 is what? That's 30 years. I'm not good at math.
that. You know, I thought,
30 years? I don't know.
That's a long time. For them to be in business.
Hmm.
Well, what do you think? I can go either. I think we've narrowed it down to 2.
Yeah.
Mitchell or what was the other one?
Upton.
I mean, either one, it's really a consultation.
Yep.
We're
Yeah,
not
you're still going to
actually
get charged for it.
yeah, but we're not actually
Where's the other one
hiring him for
located?
anything yet.
Mitchell's, Laconia, Upton's Concord, isn't it? Isn't
Oh.
Upton and Concord?
20,
Yeah.
20 minutes either way.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking travel time and the cost that's going to be involved. Billable hours, as they say.
Well, should we draw straws or should we?
I'll make a motion
To accept which one?
that we go with Mitchell Municipal Group.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Okay, Mitchell it is.
That was easy.
So who gets this? Pat have to call them up and set that up, or?
Paul, I think. Paul?
No, I think Pat.
We will.
I think-
Okay.
So they'll be scheduled for one of the meetings then?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I have a question. When they come, do we then go into non-public, a
Yes,
client,
you have to.
a
yeah.
client?
Attorney
We've done that
client.
before, yeah.
It's a non-meeting.
I know, yeah.
A non-meeting.
That's just what, I just wanted to make sure. I don't think we always did that with Radigan. That's why I was asking.
Well, since I've been on, we did it several times.
Not with
Yeah.
Radigan. Not all the time though with Radigan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it should be a non-meeting.
Okay.
And it should we have it at the beginning of the meeting? I'd have it at the beginning of the meeting. That way they can be here at
They don't have to.
6:15 or 6 o'clock instead of us having to go through cases. And
Yeah.
then they might have to sit there half an hour.
6:05 because it was,
Would you rather than come in at 5:30 before your scheduled meetings come in?
I don't care.
my
I mean, that's an option as well.
That would be a good idea, probably.
I'm not in tax season right now, so
That's fine with me.
Tuesdays I'm in town.
Well, it'll be close for me.
what? You gotta come from the other side of town.
Yeah.
Should get-
Daddy doesn't get
gather
home till
eggs.
5:30.
Oh, you gotta gather eggs.
5:30 is fine.
5:30.
Yeah, I'll make it work.
Okay.
Maybe she'll get more chickens.
All right, next final order is, what? No. All right, the next order of business is, officer election of a chair and a vice chair. So the floor is now open for nominations.
So we're
Or
only
chair.
missing one member, right?
Yeah.
Want to make sure.
Does anybody want to be chair? I mean, Jane's done an incredible job, but it's always nice if somebody wants to try it, step in.
I'll do-
I can't be, so don't even look at me. I'm an ex officio member. But I can vote.
I could do it.
Want to do it?
I'll do it. Sure.
I'll nominate Eric.
Say again?
Second.
Eric.
Me.
Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eric.
Eric Pyra.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any other nominations? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, congratulations, Eric.
Vice chair?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Eric do it. He's
Okay, who wants to be vice chair? Can't look that way. Nathan.
Nate.
I nominate
Motion
myself.
for, I'll nominate Nathan to be vice chair.
I'll second it.
Motion is second. Anyone else want to be vice chair? Hearing none. All those in favor of Nathan as the vice chair?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you guys for stepping up.
Yep.
I always make a little speech after this that remember that the chair is only to facilitate the meetings, except in planning board. There are a few other there's a couple other responsibilities given to the chair, and I can't remember what they are, but you'll find them in the. It has to do with like members and whatnot, but it's in the book.
All right.
But I'd also like to say that any correspondence goes to the entire planning board and not just to the chair.
Yes.
But don't hit reply all.
Yeah, be careful of reply all.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because then all of a sudden you're conveying a meeting. You can't convey a meeting and make decisions via email. You have to make the decisions here.
And be
So
very
we just
and you-
replied to the once, not reply all?
Well, it's, quite frankly, it's best not, unless you're saying, are you available for a meeting, reply. But if somebody sends out, like I sent out that, oh, by the way, there's a fourth choice DTC,
Yeah,
don't reply to it.
okay.
And usually I put just FYI.
Just read it.
Just what Erica's saying, be careful that we're not conducting a meeting by email.
And also be careful you don't have discussions outside of the meeting. And if Eric and I go to breakfast, which we do often, we can't talk about cases.
Well, you can, because there's only two of you,
Well,
but you shouldn't,
no, we shouldn't.
I don't want to.
ethically.
I don't want to.
He just wants to have
I'm with
I
breakfast.
just want to have breakfast. That's all I really care about.
I have a comment. What about those dolphins? Also, I just recently found out there was a real sports team called Dolphins.
You didn't know that?
You didn't know the Miami Dolphins were a team?
On that note,
On that,
Oh,
I have one other
there's
question.
motion to adjourn.
No, not
Second.
quite,
Oh.
just yet. Sorry.
Darn it.
I put a piece of paper in front of everybody. If you could put down your name, your address, where you want to get mail, and also a phone number and an email, a good email.
Oh, that just, what happens if it hasn't
Can read
changed?
legibly, please, Eric.
That's why I'm using
No
the,
scribble.
wow, I may not finish with this.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to make sure that when I am sending out the packets that you get what you need and then try to alleviate any confusion of where I'm sending things. And remember to bring your stuff to the meeting.
Oh, what's my,
To do what?
Remember to bring it. One time I didn't. That's why.
Remember to bring your hearing.
I
aids
put it
to
in
the
my
meeting.
backpack last night.
what are we supposed to bring?
Hearing aids.
No, you're.
You know why I just smiled at you? Because I
She
just bought
got
one
you on that
from my deaf ear. I was sitting here going, wow, he reads minds.
Wow. Contact us on that marker. No wonder why it's up here for the selectmen.
Email, phone, name, and address. And didn't
I
we
did, I
all?
just bought one, but it's like,
So you've been on here now a year, right?
Yes,
Usually
'cause
we
it's
have to
April.
sign that thing saying what the rules of a meeting is. Remember that? We started
Ethics,
doing?
ethics.
Ethics.
Yeah.
Annual
So I
reminder.
think you got that then, if you've been here that long.
Didn't I have to do that when I joined?
Yeah.
Because I know I had
We
to fill
have
out a
rules of the
W-2 and
meeting?
stuff.
All right.
Well, I mean,
And
technically, isn't it Robert's
congratulations,
rules?
Pat.
Yes.
Thank you.
oh yes, this is your first planning board meeting.
Woo-woo.
Yoo-hoo.
I
Nice
saw her.
job.
I saw her walking into the town hall on her first day. She had a lunchbox.
Oh,
They did?
No.
No, not yet.
No, there was a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. We adjourned at 8:20.
That's late.
That is.
Yep.